Hello everyone, and welcome to the first race of Season 3 in iRacing. We're about to get underway on our full course formation lap, so we'll do a formal intro there, bit of a chat and a bit of a catch up then, but
the air temp is
about to get underway.
26 Celsius, P5. Follow car number 11.
Beautiful. So first and foremost, guys, if you cast your eyes down to the relative in the bottom right hand, you'll notice next to my name a bright blue A with a 2.6 next to it. At the end of Season 2, we were able to grind our way up, get our safety rating just over the 3.0 required for promotion. As we get underway here on our full course formation lap at Watkins Glen for an IMSA Hagerty multi-class racing event. Again, we're here in the Lamborghini GT3 Evo Huracan. Qualified P5, but I was expected to start in P1. First lap, dropped a tyre, got a 1x, lap invalidated, so I was able to set a 50.7, which wasn't too bad. Got us into the P5 position, which I'm very happy with, and just going to hopefully have a good race. But for those of you who followed the tail end of Season 2's videos, it's just finished uploading in the last few days. It was a little bit unsure on whether I was actually going to get into it, because the last video I stopped at 2.9%. What happened after that race, they all went to shit, and I dropped down to like a 2.0 safety rating, so I ended up grinding through the night and getting it up to a 3.6. All those races, unfortunately, were pretty crash-filled and boring. Even the one that got me up, fortunately got a 1x, but it knocked me out of the race pretty well, and I was just running on my own, so I thought there was no point me showing you guys that one there. But here we are, Season 3, and one of the first changes you'll notice on the left-hand side of your screen, bright orange number 30 car of the Porsche iRacing's change to the GT3 category is the Porsche has been released. So that'll be pretty exciting. Another car is always good in any racing series, just gives a little bit more diversity. So yeah, I have had a bit of a drive through it. It's not my kind of driving thing. It still does very Porsche things, wants to kill you. One of the other big changes is the BMW ahead is no longer the BMW prototype. It is now a full-fledged car and has had some updates respectively. And yeah, so what can you expect with Season 3 with iRacing? We're going to be focusing a lot on obviously our VRS GT Sprint series. Now that we're an A-class license, I really want to focus on getting the I rating up there. Hopefully getting into some much more competitive lobbies, competitive times, competitive racing. Hopefully getting away from the crashing, whilst without getting relegated to a B-class license. And I really want to get focused on the IMSA multi-class series. I'm really enjoying it. I did a few races that I did end up recording just for myself in my own time. That weekend we did the Imola race, but I really did enjoy myself, so that's going to be what I'm also focusing on. And one of the other things that it's about 3 weeks to a month away is the new Formula 1 game is going to be dropping. So I'm hoping to get my hands on that one there on release day, and we're going to be running a My Career. I haven't played a Formula 1 game for about 3 or 4 years.
Nail it.
Well, that started early. Haven't played a Formula 1 racing game for a few years, but I really am keen to give that one a shot.
Left side, clear left.
All right. So luckily avoided a few of the dramas there, but let's get settled in.
Yellow flag.
Car left, clear left.
Well done, Oliver. Good start.
All right. The GTE category ahead had some drama. I think there were 2 Corvettes that made contact there at turn 1 as we approached that first straight after the S's into the bus stop chicane. But again, we're here at Watkins Glen for 45 minutes of the IMSA Hagerty multi-class event. It's 45 minutes around Watkins Glen, so should be pretty fun. Watkins Glen is one of my favorite tracks, and I'm pretty sure I'll have to go back through and check in post I think Watkins Glen was actually the first track that I raced at last season where I uploaded a racing video. So a lot of fond memories at this track. Obviously, I've never raced it in the multi-class category, so it'll be interesting to see how we go with those LMPs and the GTEs overtaking us. Being only a 1 minute lap, I think we will get overtaken a fair bit, but we'll see how that one goes. In the VRS GT Sprint Series this week, it's racing at Road America, which is the track I got my first win at in the GT3 category. You guys didn't see that video because pretty well qualified second or third, I think, and everyone got into a crash at turn 1 and I pretty well just drove away with the race, so it wasn't too exciting, but hopefully we get a bit better content there this week. So we have been able to push Eric right on the cusp of
Great driving. Keep it up. You're now in the lead.
the draft, so hopefully we can just slowly extend that gap back out as Eric gets into some battles with Steven. So guys, I've been pretty chatty because this is the first time I've actually gotten into the sim rig in about 2 weeks. Oh, maybe not 2 weeks, maybe about a week and a half, because I've been away out of town with work commitments. So if you are enjoying the video, I'm loving being back in the rig, please consider giving the video a like, subscribe. Check out the Twitter in the description down below. We're going to do some pretty awesome things, I hope, this season in iRacing and get some pretty awesome content and fun racing. I'm also potentially considering, with the Formula 1 content that may potentially come up, creating a little bit of a schedule so you guys can prepare for when you'll be receiving VRS content, when you'll be receiving IMSA content, and potentially dropping a toe into the live streaming aspect, especially because the Formula 1 content, I'm just working out the logistics of how I want to actually set it all out, but just working out whether I potentially do that as a live stream so you guys can enjoy, ask a few questions, everything like that, because these VRS and IMSA series that only go for about 45 minutes and you have about an hour set down time between races, at least for where I am at the stage in my YouTube career and iRacing career, is not very conducive. I typically, after a race, will hop on up and go do a few other bits and pieces, then come back. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one there, and let me know anything you guys want to be seeing a bit more of. So we actually have Brett. I think he's one of the Corvettes that got caught up in the first lap issues. He's just closing up onto the back of me. Hopefully he can catch up on this back straight. And get past me nice and easy without costing me too much time to Eric. No, doesn't look like he's going to be close enough just yet.
Car right. Clear right.
I am also looking at the potential chance of running the Lambo in the VRS series and then the Ferrari in the IMSA series, just for a little bit of diversity on the channel. I'm just tossing that one up. After I jumped back in the rig today, I really missed driving the Lambo, so I am really enjoying being back behind the wheel of it, so I might run with it for now.
You're in the lead.
And then see how it goes. I'm also tossing up between either the Ferrari or potentially the Merc. I know the Merc is one of the harder cars to drive. I do like the challenge. Eric has closed up onto the back of me a little bit at this lap. Got the back of the car a little bit unloaded there. So you have lost about half a second there to Eric that lap. That was a good first corner. So one of the big changes I've got with the setup this weekend on the car is I'm running a low downforce setting. So through these higher speed corners, I will have to wipe a little bit more speed off the cars behind. Like that may be running a little bit higher downforce setting, but I feel I can get away with doing that because I can get a little bit more top end speed on the straights, which I thought would help with overtaking, but just inherently by keeping my nose clean, I was able to do some overtaking without really the need of the straight line speed of this Lambo. Steven's gotten past Eric. I think that's another Porsche, potentially. Eric's got that position back. They're actually not losing too much time whilst battling, which is actually pretty surprising, but so we got about 13 laps left of fuel. So we're pretty well going to be pitting on the 20-minute mark, just under halfway.
That's your best lap in this session.
So we're still about a second off qualifying pace here. And again, obviously your race pace will very rarely be as quick as your qualifying pace because you don't want to be running too many risks. But again, just got to remain consistent. So we have pushed that gap. Eric's must have had it coming together with someone because...
Okay, Oliver, our fuel window will open after 14 minutes and should close at about 30 minutes.
So what I might do once I pass that 14-minute mark, if I start to find that the Delaras and GTEs are being a bit too bumpy and grindy for me on their overtaking, I might just jump into the pits nice and early, get into some clear air or as clear as you possibly can, and just stay out of trouble. This track's relatively lucky in the sense that it's relatively open track. Like, it's not like Imola where it's a very narrow track and you can't really overtake. So should make being lapped by those Delaras a little bit easier.
Car left. Clear left. Left side. Clear left.
I did cost myself a little bit of time there.
Down on you. These guys are scrapping for position. Blue flag.
Right side. Clear right.
Sector 3 is 1.8 seconds off the pace.
On your right. On your right. Clear right.
Blue flag.
Only those last two overtakes caught me at a bit of an inopportune time.
Right side. Clear right.
Don't let this guy distract you. All right, Oliver, there's a faster class car approaching.
On your left. Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left. Car right.
Blue flag.
Right side. Clear right.
Stephen behind seems pretty respectful, which is always good. Like, he is lunging because I think he is a quicker racer than me. There's no two ways about that. I'm not gonna question that at all. However, he's also very clean. I don't think he wants to end my race or end his race either. And to go side by side through that sweeping right-hander, which is inherently increasing in terms of the elevation, but also an off-camber corner, is very difficult. So plenty of respect there. I gave him as much room as I feel I possibly could have, but yeah. So based on that trajectory, we should get lapped about 4 times by the by the Dalaras of the LMPs. It'll be interesting to see what the GTE kind of overlap timing is.
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Come on, don't let him get away.
Was a good overtake by Stephen. He forced me out at that same corner, and I thought I was going to go onto the grass, so I felt I had to lift off a second time, and that gave him that run up onto that right-hander to kind of clear the overtake.
Right side, clear right.
Well, before I even had a chance to.
Okay, Oliver, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes. B2.
If I can eke this stint out to right as those second set of LMPs, oh wow.
You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 0.9.
One more straggler, LMP. Up.
There's a faster class car behind. Blue flag. Blue flag. You've got half your fuel left.
On your right. Clear right.
100% thought Christopher was going to go straight into the back of me there.
That lap time was 1:51.26.
The way he was coming into me onto that final right-hander onto the back straight, I thought he was onto the pit straight. Thought he was going into the back of me for sure. So let's settle in now. We're a few minutes away from our pit stop.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 41 Celsius.
Oh, didn't even realise that was Sean. Very lucky to avoid contact there. I'm not sure if I made contact with him out of his end because the netcode can be pretty bad sometimes. But glad to have gotten away with no damage, didn't get spun around, anything like that. And I genuinely reckon, in terms of Sean, I've got the speed on him in this Lambo, because he's also driving the Lambo. I reckon I've got outright pace on him, so I should be able to just stay safe, eke it out. When I strung a few good laps together there before Christopher in the LMP caught back up to me, I was able to push that gap out from 3 or 4 tenths of a second, where he was in an attacking position, to close to 1.5, 1.6 seconds. So stay switched on. Justin Bragan is also catching back up onto the back of Sean, so
you're leading.
Thanks, spotter. Sean does struggle into that first corner. He does run a little bit deep sometimes from what I can see in my rear view, but I shouldn't rest on him having to make mistakes. I should just try and set quicker lap times than him. I can remember very vividly the first time I did a race here. I think I was actually running relatively well in the race, like 6th or 7th for me in my first VRS video, and I think like with 2 or 3 minutes to go,
there's a faster car approaching. Blue flag.
That left-hander, I got it completely all out of sync and ended up DNFing, which was a very hard one to take. It was my first video that I was actually going not too bad on, and I threw it away with only a few minutes to go. Not in an IMSA Hagerty race, but a VRS GT Sprint Series race. I think that's what was one of the hardest things in that first season, was because I was still trying to learn ins and outs of YouTube whilst trying to learn the ins and outs of racing in the VRS GT Sprint Series as well. My mind was just all over the place. This is a Porsche catching up to us.
That was a 151.21.
It either looks like a BM or a Porsche, I'm not too sure. Might be a BM. Jason is driving behind. Justin, sorry, not Jason.
Slow in, fast out. Keep the inside line covered.
Just got to cover that inside line.
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
So 10 minutes of fuel left. Ooh.
There's a faster class car approaching.
Is this another LMP? Another LMP.
Car right. Clear right.
What a muppet. That really wasn't an overtaking opportunity there.
That lap was a 151.34.
Clear right.
That LMP could have very easily just taken both of us out and completely ruined
LMP2 runners.
our race. Here comes another LMP.
On your right. Clear right.
flag.
On your left, clear left.
Justin must have gotten stitched up through the S's with those LMPs. Alright, just get settled back down, Oliver. I wasn't sure if the yellow LMP was going to force the issue into the entrance of the bus stop chicane, but he was kind of forcing it through the middle of it and out of the exit of
The gap
it.
behind is now 2.1 seconds. All right, Oliver, there's a faster class car approaching.
I think another LMP. I think given that gap there, he'll either...
We're halfway home. Should be about.
Car right. Clear right.
Justin's just jumped into the pits. I think I just saw him.
The car behind is pitting. That lap was a 151.56. There's a faster car behind. He's racing us for position. I don't think we'll get a blue flag. Yellow flag. Keep your wits about you, mate.
Yep,
That's good
that was the
consistency. Keep
GTE
it up.
BMW. Luckily, he escaped from the car and went back to pits before he hit us.
Car right. Clear right.
That GT was very courteous in overtaking. I admittedly lifted off and braked pretty early into that left-hander,
right.
so I didn't want to get into any dramas. But he was also very patient, which was good. I'd say this is a much better experience than the one at Imola. Admittedly, Imola is a much more demanding track.
Faster car behind.
But still very respectful, which is always appreciated. Good place to get overtaken.
Clear right.
Eric must have made a small mistake or gotten held up with being a little bit too much braking force into the braking zone, ran a little bit deep. However, I could feel the wheel was telling me like, oh, you're about to lose
That's
traction.
20 minutes to go.
So I was just able to settle the car back down.
Okay, Oliver. 5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes.
So again, Watkins Glen, not a very demanding track in terms of fuel, at least on the fuel load strategy that we're running with the GT3 cars. So you are able to run pit very early or pit very late.
You're now in the lead.
You have been for most of the race, mate. Very observant of you. Unless, of course, someone, like when you exit in an accident, if it teleports you forward a lap, thus giving the impression that I've been overtaken, even though I obviously haven't been.
The gap behind is now 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Sector 1 is 0.36 off the pace. Sector 2 is 2/10 off the pace. Sector 3 is a second off the pace. Very little fuel left. Hit this lap, in this lap.
Box this lap. About the 28-minute mark, that's not too bad at all. With just under 20 minutes to go. That's a pretty damn good stint. Also lifted and coasted and saved a bit of fuel where possible. One is obviously not very happy with something that happened. One, I think, feature that would be pretty cool, especially in multi-class races, if it highlighted the race's name that was to match the multi-class colors, so you could tell, like, oh, is there something going on in the GTE class, GT3, or LMP category? We're coming into the pits.
Okay, Oliver. There's a faster car bearing down on you. He's the class leader. Blue flag. Watch your speed. Pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour. Okay, we'll fill you to the end.
Ah, damn, that was a silly mistake. Tires are definitely ticked. I think it was 34, so I should have about 36 litres going in. That was on me, I made a bit of a silly error there. So Stephen Hurtwick pushed it one lap further. Got Roger.
There's a car behind, take care, rejoin him.
Clear left.
Blue flag. The car behind's a faster class.
Car left. Clear left.
All right. Just got to be careful. I can't be as aggressive on the brakes as I have been, because I now have an increased fuel load, as well as tyres have cooled off ever so slightly by sitting stationary in the pits. So I'm not sure. I actually need to do some looking to see if iRacing do factor that into their models. I think they would, because, like, obviously they do factor in tyre temp.
All right, Oliver, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. Keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on.
However, like, what I'm getting at is if whether they factor in the time spent in pits as an opportunity for the tyres to cool off. Plus, obviously, without doing a whole lot of research, I'm not too sure how prevalent that is in this category of racing to begin with. Alright, so Eric pushed that gap. Even with that slight mistake, that gap to Eric has been pushed out. He may have also gotten a bit unlucky with Brian passing him or something like that. Stevens pushed himself past Eric in the pit stop. It's about a 7-second gap, just under. Justin Bragg's gotten past Eric. And I think I just heard my spotter tell me that I've got just under 15 minutes left in the race. Ooh, I didn't need to brake there.
The gap behind is now 6.8.
All out of shape there. It's definitely not as bright on track anymore. It has gotten a little bit grey, so temperature might be starting to drop off as well, which is just another thing we'll have to factor in. Yep, so I just looked down at my timing, got about 13 minutes left. I can see an LMP driver catching up. He's a little way still up the road, but he'll probably either catch me at the end of the S's or just before it if I were to have a guess. Right, so Stephen has closed that gap up by about 1.3 seconds the last lap. So
Okay, Oliver, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
ooh, that inner curb as the first part of those S's can really unsettle the car.
There's a faster car bearing down on you. It's their class leader.
Left side. Clear left.
Yeah, so that overtake didn't hinder too much time on me. I was just being extremely cautious. I'm not sure if it's just the way those cars drive, but the way that yellow car overtook me, it looked like the back of the car was wanting to step out. So
Right side. Clear right.
I'm going to cut back in, not cost myself too much time. Push that one right out to the wall. Right, so we've got a back marker behind Stephen and then
now
Kyle.
4.2. You've just done a 151.58.
I don't know why, but in my head I had the lap as like a 1:20. Maybe I was getting confused with like LMPs, like high 1:20s. I might
Well
be
done,
getting,
Oliver. You're looking really good. Come on, keep your focus.
getting confused with
10 minutes left.
LMPs.
10 minutes to go. The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 39 Celsius.
I've really got to get my head centered in now. I've got clear track. I should be able to punch in some really
There's a
nice
faster
clean
car
laps.
approaching.
Good place to get
On
overtaken.
your right. Clear right.
Little bit too deep there. And that outer curb there, if you proceed past it and drop a wheel there, it's pretty devastating. Like, it's very hard to keep the car in the direction you want to. It's a slow lap.
Okay, Oliver, there's a faster car approaching.
Should get past me on this back straight, which won't cost me any time, which is good.
Blue flag.
On your right.
Cool.
Clear right.
Stevens made a mistake. Yep. Oh, wow, he's made a massive mistake. He's had to exit out to pits. Well, it's good for us, but really sucks for him because if he was continuing on that trajectory, he would have been up onto the back of us this lap. And it would have been 7 or 8 minutes of me defending for my life and him trying to attack as hard as he could. And again, Justin Bragger is the car behind me. Well, Stephen's still going. I can see him behind Justin there, 2 seconds. And considering how much pace he had, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue for him to get past him, but just have to wait and see.
The gap behind is now 9.7. Your lap time was at 151.00.
Best lap of the race. That felt pretty good too.
10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Wow. Bragger just set a lap that was half a second quicker than me. I'm not sure if Justin was the BM or the Porsche earlier on in the race that spun just after the bus stop chicane. Back of the car just started to step out.
There's a group of faster cars bearing down on you.
Second was way too low of a
Just
gear for
5
that.
minutes left. Hold your nerve. We can win this.
What do we got? We got a LMP starting to catch.
Car right. Clear right.
Passed cleanly, and we've also got a GTE just behind us. But that being said, if he's running with damage, he might make it hard. He might struggle to get past us because the GTEs are only a few seconds a lap quicker than us, like between 5 and 6 seconds quicker, which obviously is not nothing. But if you do have damage and you're affected by it, you might not be all that much quicker. You might be setting very similar lap times.
Right side.
Oh, that was the
Clear right.
The gap behind.
very respectful
7.6.
GTE that did it first lap as well. Oh, I gotta be very careful when getting on throttle there. The back of the car really wants to start to twitch away from you. This was a pretty average lap for me. It kind of just switched off. Let's see if we can punch in a good lap here. 42 minutes. I reckon we'll do this one and then we'll get the yellow flag. Sorry, white flag next one round. I've got Brett, the leader of the GTE category, catching up to me as well. He's about 2.5, 3 seconds ahead. He'll probably catch me before the end of the race.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. There's a faster car approaching.
Yeah, for sure. He'll probably get me on the pit straight. Who's this? Brett Nordstrom. So 3rd place car in the GTE. So I really don't want to affect his Rachel too much. And I'm hoping that he has the same level of respect for not wanting to affect my race. It's got a 56 second gap between 1st and 2nd in the...
On your right.
As you can see there.
Clear right.
Oh, we didn't get the white flag. So we've got one more lap after this one. So we're going to extend just past that 45-minute race time. Ooh. Oh, I think I can see a little bit of a tweak on that rear wing. That's why that Corvette struggled to get past me. I did give it up. I broke about 50 meters earlier than I would have typically for that corner, just to give him an easy pass through, because obviously he's a quicker car than me. There's no point me holding him up any more time. It's just going to increase the chance of it ruining my race.
Car left. Clear left.
No, it is white flag. Okay. Still going to pass through the checkered flag and go up through the S's, just in case it's iRacing having a bit of a moment. But yeah.
Blue flag.
The chances why I probably didn't see it was because Brett in the GTE was overtaking me and I would have had a blue flag warning. There we go, checkered flag. So that is what we're talking about. First race of season 3, first place, kept our nose clean the entire race, 0 incident race. That's something you can be really happy with. I'm very happy with myself on that one. So what we're going to do is, guys, I'm just going to go through the S's one more time, park the car up, and we're going to jump on into the results. So just nice and easy through there, because you can give yourself an incident point very easily by doing that one there. So I'm just going to park it up here, fresh out of the way. So that is actually our first place on the channel as well. So guys, what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly jump on into the results. Alrighty guys, what we're going to do is we're going to quickly jump on into the results now. So first results of the season, one lead change, and that was me taking the lead at the start of the race. We had 3 splits, admittedly a lower split, 11:54. I think last time we did an IMSA race, it was like 2.5K at Imola. But again, because we had a 0 incident point race, 0.29 increase to safety rating, so we're almost at 3.0 safety rating. Had an I rating increase of 77, which puts us up almost 1.45K, which is great. So I'm really, really happy with that result. We said at the start of the video we wanted to focus on having really good hard racing, and admittedly it wasn't super hard racing, but again, we kept our nose clean and had a really strong result. So don't get concerned if it's your first multi-class race you're looking at. As you can see here, you've got different car classes, so you just take the top 3 of each of them. However, the ones that get first, second, and thirds are due to like Dallara being the quickest inherently. So your top 3 the first in each class was Curlin in the Dallaras. There was a few Dallaras running in this one. You've got Alejandro in the GTE IMSA class in the Porsche. And then in GTD class, we had, which is GT3s, us in the Lamborghini Huracan Evo 3, and we're pretty well spot on, got overtaken 4 times. Then we had Justin behind us and Stephen Hedwick. So, guys, it was a really good race. Very, very happy with the results, and we will catch you in the next race. Bye.